No one is here yet, but that's okay, because I'm currently uninstalling an old version of After Effects, and we may or may not get around to doing this, because as soon as that's done, I have to reboot Illustrator, and then today's project is supposed to be working on a shirt for a new project, which is also a charity project, while trying to strum up some business for my company that needs an investor, because I would like to launch my studio officially. Officially would be awesome. This is my paintbrushes. I painted those things behind me. Of course I can do that. And I did the t-shirts. My goodness. It'd be nice if people actually watched me. I've had one of those days. I've had one of those days when I told people my stupid ass computer is dying and I'm limping it along yet again. And instead what I get is a whole bunch of people being like, well, you should do this thing and the other thing. And I'm like, no, I really just need money. I would love some support, but I'm to that point where it's like, been 2 years of being like, yay, you know what? This doesn't buy me a new computer. I got to that point where I just bit a giant bullet and spent $150 on a 4 terabyte hard drive. And I was like, oh my god, it's a lot of space! Not when you do video. When you do a lot of video and effects work, 4 terabytes is nothing. I've already filled up 6 terabytes on this computer. And that's a problem. You fill up 6 terabytes, you can't do more work. And it's depressing. And then you have a nervous breakdown. And end up live on the air just because I need to talk to someone at this point. I don't care. I talk art. Love to talk art. I'm probably going to work on a Schnauzer painting in a minute because, of course, while I'm doing this, I have like 14,000 requests for charity work and no paid work. And because I'm a horrible, horrible softie and I can't say no, I'm going to go ahead and do the 14 requests for charity work. Even though I don't have any paid work. In a desperate attempt again, for some reason, if I do shit for free, it's going to get me a paid job, which I know is not going to work, but I'm going to do the charity work anyway. But yeah, that's just, I guess, whatever. That's how it is. And I'm talking to no one, so someone might watch this later and they might not, but I don't know. Keep moving forward. And that's really the best you can say, is just keep pushing forward. And hopefully it'll work out at some point. And hopefully it'll work out at some point. I'm like another couple minutes away from uninstalling After Effects 3. What I did is I actually paid for all my new licensing for CS6, which I am so looking forward to installing because I haven't had like a fresh booted, fresh clean install of Adobe in a couple of versions, and I'm currently just waiting on it. I've had this and I've had the licensing for a couple of weeks now, but I haven't put it on the computer yet because the computer's being limped along. And to try to fully explain that is I opened up my Illustrator earlier in order to work on this project for Nathan, this new t-shirt design, which as soon as I finish this uninstall, I'm going to get back to that, and I'll be sharing that with my screen so you can all see what I'm working on. And my problem that I'm having with this computer is this was pieced together brand new back in 2008, 2009. It's had a couple of upgrades since then. I've added hard drives to it, we've added RAM to it, and I don't remember if we've done a motherboard update or not, but we've been kind of piecemealing it slowly since this initial Windows 7 install, whenever Windows 7 came out. That's the last time we did a major upgrade. And it's been with me from Georgia to California and back like 3 times, and it's been to New Orleans on a train and all over the place, and down to DerbyCon a couple years ago. And so it's been a good little machine, but it's getting older, and I'm to the point where I've filled up nearly 3 terabytes of hard drive space. And it's not that I don't know what to do with it, and yeah, there's 1,000 options that I could do. I mean, I was a data admin out in Hollywood, believe me. I know what my options are, and I know ways to get around problems, but I've been limping it along now for so long that I desperately need a new computer. I need to do, this needs to be retired and live a new life as a NAS or a render server or something in the closet. And I need to I need to buy a better second monitor. I have a good primary that's I've had for, I don't know, maybe 3 years, and it's still decent, but it's time to retire my primary to a secondary, and my secondary that I'm currently using is one that has lots of watermarking and it's kind of screwy. So I need to go ahead and retire the secondary and put that in a closet somewhere, or put that on one of the computers that we build from when we have kids come over, that kind of a thing, and get another newer flat panel for this machine. And then I need to retire this case because it's a beast. And at the time it was, that was the fad. It was, you had a big monster case with lots of cooling, and that was great until I took it on a train to New Orleans and realized that my damn computer weighs like 70 pounds. And granted, it's like very, but it's really too much. And considering that stuff has gotten smaller, what I'm looking to do is to get a good balance of power to size for moving it, because I like to have my desktop with me if I'm going to cons where I might be doing a working con. So that's one of the things. I'm just killing time waiting for this thing to uninstall, and that's one of the things that I'm looking at doing. But in the meantime, bare ass minimum is I need a hard drive, because my hard drives are full and the thing is chugging at this point, and it's just not doing it anymore. And I have probably 3 years worth of archival stuff that really needs to be moved on to a NAS somewhere, or at least moved on to another backup system, and written off. And if I had a tape drive, I would just write it all off the tape and that'd be the end of it. But unfortunately, my company is still in its absolute infancy, and even though I have all these awesome plans for stuff that I want to do for redundant systems and, proper RAID setups and a good NAS system. All the things that I learned as a data admin that I'd love to implement at home isn't practical when you don't have the money lying around to actually do it at home. So because of that, I have to do with what I got. And even though we have a, I don't know if it might not be a NAS, it might just be what's the other, a SAN, it must be more like a SAN that we have set up, is, we don't have the drives for it. And the goal was to have that NAS or that SAN set up so that it had, was it Dropo? One of them where they had like a RAID 10 setup where you have, I needed technically 8 terabytes mirrored on a storage device, and I'd love to be able to do it with hot swappable drives. I'd love to be able to do it where I have at least 4, separate drives, at least, 4 2 terabytes or 4 terabytes set up, where I had redundant systems, and again, things I'd like to do so that I could properly have all my backups managed, and then just trying to do the local management. Oh, good. I don't want to restart. Just gonna finish. Okay. And, okay, good. So that's done, and I'm done blabbling, and no one is still watching. I know, Illustrator, you're angry. It's okay. We're going to install a new version of you, and then you'll be happy. I have the latest Smiley, but I'm just using my old one, because I don't have the new ones installed until that hard drive comes. Which I really should have bought, because I don't exactly have the money for. Like, I kind of do, but the money is sort of, kind of promised to pay for our gas and boarding for DerbyCon that is like, we didn't make it to DEF CON again this year. Damn it, we're going to Derby. And, I'm just limping that along, and then whatever extra money is going to have to go to the Sally Mae gods. Which is the other reason why I need to get this studio going, so I can actually do more proper artwork, so I can make enough money to pay Sally Mae after going to art school. So, anyway, or hell, at this point, I don't care. I'll take a remote render wrangling position. That's where I'm at. So, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. There we go. We can share the screen. And I am going to be working on a project with Nathan. That one. And, wow, really? You're showing it there before I can actually see it on my own monitor. Aren't you a sweet thing? Come on, you can come up. I love you. This is why I need a new computer. There we go. So, what I have here, when he asked, he wanted a single bugler with Hackers for Veterans and Arch around this. So what I'm currently working is drawing out the bugler. And if you've ever used Illustrator, it's a vector piece of software. I've been using Illustrator a lot more recently when I'm doing t-shirt designs. I used to just do everything in Photoshop, but I've kind of come to the conclusion that this is a heck of a lot easier to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and, this is a little bit slower than it really should be behaving, but I think it's because I'm screen sharing. There we go. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this out. I want something that's going to look good. And there's different ways that you can go about, how these get set up. I'm just going to rough this out real quick, especially because that is probably going to be I'm going to go ahead and up the line just for the time being so I can get a better look at it. Okay. And Alright, I'm going to quit this for now because the Hangout's making it hard for me to draw properly, and then I'll come back to this later.